So what's the Grape Explorer talking about today? So we are back to talking to part of Europe that doesn't get a lot of discussion on, and I wanted to bring that to the forefront today because I always bring up the past, the present, and the future of wines. And we're starting to see an emergence of a lot of areas of Europe that are starting to come to the United States in very small ways, but that's all right because we're all kind of learning about it. We're going to talk about Croatia today. So this is an interesting wine right here. So this is the grape is actually Plavac Mali, and it's got quite an interesting history to it. And we want to point out on the map its proximity here. Croatia is here, and you can see the proximity to Italy here, and Dalmatia, which is on the coastline here. So you have the peninsulas here, which is quite fascinating because this was first settled by the Greeks 2,500 years ago, and then after that, the Romans came in here, and they were actually producing wines here to ship to Rome, and then it had really, quite a history after that. You had the Ottoman Empire coming in here, and controlling it, and then it was followed by the Habsburgs. If you remember correctly, we talked about the Austro-Hungarian Empire and the Habsburgs who controlled all of this. They were very big into viticulture and history. Yeah, you can see the Adriatic Sea right here, how close it is. But this is a grape where a lot of people historically thought this was the actual grape that became Zinfandel in California, because what the theory is that this grape, Plavac Mali, came here from Dalmatian coast here, and then settled into Abruzzo to become Primitivo grape here. And the Primitivo grape was therefore transported to California to become Zinfandel. Well, come to find out, this is only a cousin of Zinfandel. It wasn't the exact grape because it is a blend of two different grapes. And the one grape that is the cousin of Zinfandel is the actual blend of this grape. But this is a fascinating wine if you've ever had a Zinfandel or if you've ever had a Primitivo. This is a wine to try because they have a very distinctive quality to them. And, the Plavac means blue and Mali means small. So it's a blue grape that's very tiny, concentrated, very tough skin. So you're going to get a lot of strong tannins in the wine. So, but I'm going to just dive right into this wine because again, and I love Zinfandel. It's one of my favorite wines. When I was out in California in the 80s, I would taste Zinfandels from Amador County all the way to El Dorado County out in the Sierra Nevadas, which was heavily planted. And this reminds me a lot of the Zinfandels from the Sierra Nevadas, more than Sonoma and Napa kind of Zin. But when you dive right in, you get all of that, the cherries, and you get that beautiful minerality, which of course I love, and especially that minerality coming from the coast, because remember now, this Adriatic Sea, you're getting a lot of that salinity, and when you get a lot of that coastal kind of like rock formations in this area to produce these wines, they give that wine a lot of that saline kind of quality, which again I like because I just don't like flat fruity wines that have no expression. I need something else to show me, wow, that wine has some serious nerve to it and backbone, and that's exactly what this wine has. So when you smell it, it's just beautiful. Black fruits, and I would say cherries right off the bat. So black cherry, that would be my note right off the bat. That does taste like a Zin. You get a little bit of that wonderful fig kind of character, dried fruits that you get in a lot of Italian wines. But yeah, I would say that this is a wine that people should try. It's under $25, $20 a bottle retail if you can find it. It's really here in the New York market because the import is here in New York. And I think this is a fabulous wine, and I think Americans, especially people who are really adventurous, that you've had every wine in the world, you want to try something different. Try a Croatian wine because again, we're talking, the history of this area is just magnificent, and it was part of Yugoslavia, so they had all those problems with Bosnia-Herzegovina. You can see right here in its proximity to a lot of war that they've had in this area for many, many years. And you're getting it a little more settled in now, and things are a little more progressive as far as the wine industry. But definitely a wine to try. Again, in this Grape Explorer, always trying to try adventurous wines, and I brought one here to the plate. Cheers.